This is a new day, a new beginning.
Welcome back, everybody, to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the controversy over the Bad Batch trailer. So, in the new Bad Batch trailer that we got some cool images, we got some cool stuff from it, but there's just one thing that everybody's been talking about, and it's the character that appeared at the end of the trailer, which is Asajj Ventress. Now, last time we saw Asajj Ventress was in the Clone Wars, and we haven't seen her then until a book came out called Dark Disciple. Now, Dark Disciple is a book that takes place at the end of the Clone Wars with Asajj Ventress and Quinlan Vos. Now, at the end of that book, Asajj Ventress dies, or apparently dies, at the hands of Count Dooku by forced electricity by protecting Quinlan Vos. Now, the reason why it's so controversial is because she died in the book, which a lot of people have read or haven't read, and they're also wondering where has Asajj Ventress been, for those who haven't read the books. And for her to come back and be in this season, which I think it's going to be at the end of this season, or because I think she's going to die at the end of the season by Vader and or Palpatine, which still begs the question, is Lucasfilm decanonizing all the other material like books, comics, obviously video games, for their shows and movies? Now, this hasn't been the first time that we have seen a decanonization of a novel or other media. We've had the 2017 Vader comic where Masamune destroys Yoda's lightsaber, which apparently has been seen, it has been seen in the Book of Boba Fett, where Luke has it. Now, I don't have a problem with Luke having Yoda's lightsaber, because obviously throughout the era, Jedi have made more than one lightsaber. Like, Obi-Wan has made 3, Anakin has made 2, and for Yoda to have another lightsaber is not uncommon for other Jedi to have lightsabers, but for that one, it's like, it's neither here nor there. But to decanonize Yoda's destruction, to say that you destroyed it in the comic and then bring it back into another one, into a show, is just, it kind of rubs people the wrong way. And another one is like Depa Billab's lightsaber. Now, in the comic, Kanan, and we've seen other media of Depa Billaba having a green lightsaber. In the Bad Batch, again, which is funny enough that she has a blue lightsaber. Now, could she have changed her crystal from when she appeared in the comic to now? Maybe, maybe not. And this is not the first time that we've seen decanonization of other stuff. Like, in the Ahsoka book, we see that it was all mostly retconned in Tales of the Jedi, where we see Ahsoka face another Inquisitor, which isn't the Sixth Brother, which is very interesting, because that's how she gets her crystal. By when the Sixth Brother and Ahsoka are fighting, she overloads the Kyber crystal and explodes, killing the Sixth Brother. But in this one, it's just, she just takes his lightsaber and dices him, which is very interesting, because a lot of people had a problem with that. Now, with this decanonization of stuff, people are left wondering, well, what's also going to be decanonized? What's also going to be the problem with other media? Now, you could go in and decanonize a lot of stuff, but people who have read those books and also played the video games and stuff, it's going to be hard for them to digest, like, hey, you're changing things that was already set in this book, but now you're changing it, because the Ahsoka novel and the Vader comics and Depa Billaba's appearances, those are all canon. Now, if those people who haven't read it and stuff are going to be like, well, I never saw this, so that's the question that begs to differ, what is canon and what's not canon. So this has been happening for a very long time, and with Asajj Ventress being the new addition to decanonizing everything, it's gonna left to wonder, like, is this gonna happen more and more often with shows and movies? Because as Dave Filoni said, that George only considered the movies and the shows canon.
The films and the TV shows were the only thing that he considered canon. There's this notion that everything changed and when everything became legends. And I can see why people think that. You know, having worked with George, I can tell you that it was always very clear, and he made it very clear, that the films and the TV shows were the only thing that he considered canon. That was it. Mm-hmm. So everything else was a world of fun ideas, exciting characters, great possibilities. But the EU was created to explore all those things. And I know, and I fully respect people's opinion about it, that some of the material said the next canon part of it, okay. But like from the filmmaking world that I was brought into, the TV series, the films were it. Mm-hmm. They were set in stone. So it was not a big change for me when everyone was saying everything's legend status now. I'm like, yeah, that's what I've always understood. It's all legend status. And I've always leaned towards if we're going to create something, we should check and see if it existed already to the fans, because it has way more value if we bring that in. And It's like, why would I just replace it with something new?
Which I would like to see George Lucas say that for himself, but it's coming from Dave Filoni, which it's either if or not, but for them to decanonize stuff is very, very hard for people who have read the books and played the video games and all the other media. And that's just basic question is, what else is going to be decanonized going further in the future with everything? But yeah, that's all I've got. But let me know if you think that Asajj is alive or dead. And I will say one parting thing, that the book editor or somebody said, I'll put it on screen here so you can read it, but they said that Dark Disciple is gonna be influenced, or some parts of it are gonna be in the Bad Batch. So that just begs the question: is what parts are gonna be in? Is Asajj gonna be a flashback, or is she going to be flesh and blood in the current era? But other than that, I have no further anything for that today, because it's very hard to decide what's canon and what's not canon. Obviously there's going to be head canon and this and that, but at the end of the day, the real question still is, what's going to be decanonized going further into the future? So that's all I have for this video, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.